If you just walk through a little bit, I guess, of what the rehab process was like, and how'd you get yourself ready to be ready for spring ball?
It was a long 7 months just trying to get my mind mentally right, especially last week, especially like the first day of pads, because I got hurt literally the first day of pads in summer camp. So that day was just a big adjustment for me. I talked to Coach Miller, just mentally trying to block that out of my head and just focus on the task at hand, just trying to get better than I was last year, compete for the West.
That seems maybe harder than it sounds. Is when you put pads back on. Like, did you think back to that first day? Like, how did you maybe get over that mental hurdle this time around?
I think like the night before, I just talked to my mom about it. I prayed about it a little bit, and I just kind of got my mind right. Then that morning, I just kind of blocked everything out and just put my helmet on and just went back out there. So,
It sounds like, are you repping at guard and center? Like, what were you kind of at on the line this year?
I kind of feel better at guard, but I'm kind of doing some center just in case like emergency situations. But I feel the best at guard.
I think last year before your injury, Coach Stat was kind of talking about you as a guy that they were kind of impressed with. Just how tough was that maybe to know that was happening, and then obviously kind of a freak injury and you missed the whole year.
Yeah, I kind of like the first 2 weeks I was at home at the surgery. I doubted like what happened. I questioned a lot of things, but after a while, I just got over it and kind of took that leadership role for the younger guys. Just because I'm injured doesn't mean I can't be around them. And that was the biggest thing for me the rest of the season and the spring was trying to get back in the group and get back to being in a leadership role for those younger guys.
What you kind of learn about yourself while taking over that role, and especially what has that kind of taught you heading into this opportunity now that you're back and healthy?
I just know I'm not the biggest vocal leader. I'm not a guy that's going to be a talk first guy in the huddle. I kind of want to show people how to do it the right way. Like on the field, I'm not the loudest person in the room, so that's the biggest thing for me, is showing it how to do it physically.
What was the challenge of your rehab and recovery? Just what all did that entail?
I think the biggest thing for me was just walking again. I couldn't walk for 6 weeks. I was on a scooter. You guys saw me on the sideline. I was on a scooter for 6 weeks, so I was asking my trainers, like, am I ready to walk? Am I ready? And there was just no. Then when I finally walked again, I was on crutches, and that was probably like the worst experience of my life. And I was just like, I'd rather just be on the scooter than walking. So that was the biggest thing for me.
At this point, do you feel like somebody who went through that kind of injury, or does your body feel 100% again?
I say I'm about 90%. I still feel it here and there, but that's just a part of the game. Like, it's something, that plate's going to be on the side of my leg forever. So I'm always going to know it's there. So it'll always be a part of me. So I just have to deal with it.
What was that moment like when you got the full clearance for spring ball?
When I met with Dr. Bain and he told me I was good to go, I kind of called my mom, my dad, sat in the car. I probably cried for like 10 minutes because I knew the work that I put in to get there, because this could have been a year-long recovery, but it was only 6 months. So just to work that off was just a blessing for me personally.
How much patience did you learn about yourself in the sense of not trying to do something too fast?
It was a lot. It was a lot of restraint because just trying not to get out of bed and just stand up was the biggest thing for me. Like, because I couldn't walk, I couldn't put pressure on my foot, and just learning how to adjust to life. Seeing life from a different aspect, not taking the small things for granted, like walking.
I guess kind of you going from not being able to walk to being cleared so quickly. Tough did that kind of make your return to the field, if that makes sense, because you came back kind of fast.
I think it made me appreciate the game more. It made me not take it for granted. I'm not saying that I did, but it made me not take the things just practicing for granted, because that's a big thing in our development as just a team in general.
Did you catch yourself either during winter mat drills or first couple of days out here in spring that you just don't be too anxious? You've been waiting for this moment for a while.
Oh, yeah, I think it was the first time we did mat drills, and they said I could do, like, partially of it. And I just kind of wanted to go as fast as I could, but I knew I couldn't at that moment, and I just had to restrain myself a little bit. That was just the biggest thing for me.
I guess I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes. Like, this offensive line had been pretty stabilized for your whole career here. Like, the time a window comes open, this happens. Like, it sounds like really bad luck and bad timing. Like, how did you process all of that?
I think once my mom got here, it was right before surgery. She hugged me, we talked it out, and as soon as I got hurt, the first thing I told JB, our trainer, was, it was my time, like, why me? I questioned a lot of things, but I just knew that it was a bigger reason as to why I got hurt. And after a while, I just kind of went with it and just tried to get my way back on the field.
What did you learn about time with Bart? I'm assuming you guys dove into a lot of film when you couldn't do anything. How beneficial is that to you?
He talked to me because it's kind of ironic that we both had the same injury. He had one in college, so he kind of knew the experiences I was going through. And over those 6 months during the season and off season, we just talked about taking a leadership role because a lot of the younger guys look up to me because of what I've been through and the resilience that I have. So I just kind of want to take that role going into the spring.
Can you talk about what Coach B kind of meant in the day that you got hurt and maybe the next couple of days? I know he had kind of talked to your mom. For a guy that maybe didn't know Coach B all that well still yet, what did that mean for you and your family?
It was big because, you know, Coach B, he spoke highly of me. I love Coach B as a coach. He's a great person, great mentor. And I knew where he wanted me to be in fall camp. And it was kind of heartbreaking at first because, you know, I was working hard in the summer and in the spring just to, you know, impress the coaching staff, the new coaching staff that we had at the time. And we talked about it, and he said that I'll get my shot again, so I wasn't really worried about it after that.
Where's your mind at maybe right now, just knowing that you've got that shot, maybe a chance to seize an opportunity right now?
I'm just trying to take it day by day. You know, I can't look too far ahead. Like, I can't look to August for our first game. I just got to take it day by day and just try to learn from every mistake that I make in practice and just get better at that.
Can you remind me, left ankle, right ankle?
Left ankle.
Is it just a broken ankle?
Yeah.
Have you been through a long-term injury like that before?
No. I've had surgery before on my shoulder, but that was about it.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
And I guess you